Now, if you make a sentence in the passive, it's usually unnecessary to say by and the agent. Remember, we use the passive because the agent is not important, it's not known, or it's clear, it's obvious, it's not necessary. So if you make a passive sentence, please understand you don't have to say by da 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 da. So an example, my bag was stolen by somebody. Well, by somebody is not necessary. The highway was built by people. No, by people is not necessary. So the highway was built in 1997, right? And champagne is made by people. No, champagne is made in France. Now, there is another time where we maybe we don't use the passive. So when we're speaking informally, or if we're using informal English in casual situations, we can often use sentences in the active, and the subject is you or we, okay? Now you means just people in general, okay? And we means people in general, including the speaker, okay? So remember, this is very common when we're using informal English in casual situations, okay? It's not very common in academic writing, okay? So maybe a student would think this is a good sentence. The pool can be used in the summer, right? This is a great sentence, that's totally fine, but the pool can be used in the summer. Well, by who? By people in general, right? So maybe in an informal situation in English, I would say, you can use the pool in the summer. Maybe this is a little bit more common, okay? To use the active and say you can use the pool in the summer. Okay, another example. So maybe a student in my class would say, soccer is played in my country all year round. Now this is a great sentence. This is totally fine. But the student is talking about his or her country. So the student, maybe a little bit more common English, because it's informal, the student could say, we play soccer in my country all year round. Okay, so the student is talking about people in his country and himself. So he says we. Okay, now we can also do this with the pronoun they. Now they is usually for people in an authority position, a position of authority. Authority means you have some sort of control. Okay, in your classroom, the teacher has the authority. Okay, in my classroom, I have the authority. But if I go outside the school, I don't have authority, right? The police are the authority. The government are the authority, okay? When I go home, I don't have authority. My wife has authority, right? She's the boss. Okay, so if you are talking about the police or the government, you can say they, all right? And when you say they, please understand, they means not the listener and not the speaker, not us. I'm talking about those people, the people with authority, not us, okay? So, an example, this highway was made in 1997, okay? This highway was made. Now that's a great sentence, but probably more common. Who made the highway? Well, in Canada, the government is responsible for making the roads and the highway, probably your country too. So they made the highway in 1997 is also okay, all right? The last lesson you have to learn about the passive and the active is, in passive we use be plus a past participle, right? Well, many students don't realize that past participles are commonly used as adjectives as well, okay? So please understand, sometimes a past participle it has a passive meaning, but also maybe the past participle is being used as an adjective in a sentence. So some examples. The wall is fixed. Okay? In this sentence, this has an adjectival meaning, right? Basically, it means the wall has been fixed. Somebody has fixed the wall. Okay? Another example. I am so tired right now, right? Well, tired is an adjective, but it's a past participle. It's the past participle of the verb tire. Okay? Another example, she was really surprised when I told her the news. Okay? And the last example, the car door is scratched. Okay? So please remember that past participles are also very popular as adjectives. If you'd like to practice this more, click on the link in the video.